On December 8, 2007, Matt and Beverly Dorenzo, promoters of the National Physique Committee sanctioned Gulf Coast Championships, brought together all of the required elements for another successful show. Though far from the sellout crowd of years past, the competition on stage in Fort Myers, Florida was strong, as was the media support from Muscular Development, Southern Muscle Plus, and ESPN Radio. Prior to the show, Matt shared with us some of the history of the Gulf Coast Championships.
But the greatest part about it is we've always seemed to have a great turnout as far as competitors. The NPC, especially the Florida district where we're from, always been a great supporter with their judges. Competitors have always been great, and any guest poser I've had has always supported us very well. And the great part about it is having a good support group of people that will help me and work with me. And I want to say help because it's really all a volunteer type situation. My family and friends that have really, really always come through, whether times are tough or times are good. And I think that's what really, really helped us to put on a great show all these years. We are a regional show, a nationwide show. So everything is a little bit of help from everybody, as you'd say. Everybody pitching in and everybody, doing what they can to make a success. And it's been wonderful. I'm more than happy to have such a great support group.
Years ago, I believe, when Hurricane Francis had interrupted the event, you moved to another location because the one that you were scheduled at wasn't available.
Right.
But then you had folks out there at the prior location directing people to the other location and such. So I guess that gets to what you're talking about, the family and friend support and people coming out.
It was a horrendous situation because at the same time I became very ill. That evening I wound up in the hospital in intensive care on a ventilator. I had been training myself for a show and just kept pushing and pushing and pushing and got an infection, which was very, it was a minor thing, but I kind of got it out of control. It was actually an ingrown hair, but I kept pushing and pushing my training as well as trying to get the show ready. And Friday night prior to the show, I wound up in the hospital in ICU. And in emergency surgery. And throughout all this, we had a hurricane coming, and we had people evacuating. We had judges that couldn't make it, and we had Darren Charles, the IWPB pro, who was guest posing, and we couldn't get a car to get him for the show. And if it wasn't for my wonderful wife or my mom, God bless her, and my close friends, such as Will and Dante and my brother Greg, I tell you what, they were incredible. Here I am fighting for my life, and they got that on their mind, and they wound up getting a show off that was spectacular. I mean, it was so incredible that the actual power went out. They ran the show on generators and actually had a sellout crowd. Darren Charles took it upon himself to drive across the coast, beating the hurricane, just to be here to do his guest posing. And the following year, thank God I was able to, to be alive and have the show again. People were just so wonderful and so thankful. And I was so thankful for the competitors and for all the help and the NPC, because it really showed you the camaraderie and the fraternity of the sport, how through thick and thin, they still came through.
That's an amazing story. I can't add to that.
Well, you really can't, because, to tell you the truth, I mean, it was something. I mean, that night, I had gotten so sick, the actual surgery.
Okay, go just quarter turn to your right, please. All right, you need your feet together. 22, put your feet together. 22, feet together, face forward, arms by your side. All right, guys, you need to unflex. You're not bodybuilding, you're figure competitors, so unflex your back a little bit, drop your arms. Quarter turn. Face to front. Okay, this time on reversal order the lineups of 16 and 23 with change ends. 17 and 22 change positions. 18 and 21, and 19 and 20. Quarter turn to the right. Quarter turn. Quarter turn. And face to front. Okay, ladies, we'll see you back here in one piece in just a little bit. Thank you very much.